The question number 9 is to find the derivative of a function at a given point using the power rule. I wish it was simple as this, but the questions seem to be different. Let's go into a question. In this particular question, they are asking to determine the values of x for which the tangent line is horizontal. Then we need to graph and understand the graphical significance, and then we need to derive the values of x for which the tangent line is 45-degree angles. So now there are so many things. Now you can skip the next part, it's just for knowledge purpose, but it helps you to solve this problem. Let me just recall what does a tangent line do. Now say for example, you have this equation, it's a cubic equation, something like this, right? When you derive it, you get a quadratic equation. But what is differentiation exactly? Differentiation, if I derive this, right? If I derive this, it's gonna be 3x squared minus 3. This is the slope of the tangent line for this equation. It's the slope of the tangent line. Now here they have mentioned when the tangent line slope is horizontal. When is the tangent line horizontal? It's not the slope. When the tangent line is horizontal. When the slope m is equal to 0. And when we derive this, we are getting the slope of the tangent line. So horizontal means we have to just make this equal to 0. Okay. Now, when it's 45-degree, what does this mean? When is a line 45-degree? When the slope is 1. So whatever this derivative now, 3x squared minus 3 must be equated to 1, and solve the x values. That's it. So that is what we require. It's not just derivative. We need to find derivative and solve it. Now this is the basic knowledge behind it. Now let me start from the beginning. The first part, A. So we need our calculators over here. The thing is, now what if you don't know what is the what is the slope when the tangent line is horizontal? It's very simple. Tangent line is tan. Horizontal means slope is always 0. It's a flat line, right? Tan 0, how much is it equal to? It's 0. So for A we use 0. Now over here they have told 45-degree. So tangent line will be 45-degree. What must be equal to 1? So derive this and make it equal to 1. Derive it, make it equal to, accordingly. If they had given you, say, 90-degree, which is not possible. Why? Because it's undefined over there. It's a math error. Okay, it's undefined. It's a straight line, isn't it? Vertical line, it's undefined. But if they ask you, say, 30 degrees, this is the value. This is, depending on the question, you need to equate it. Very simple. Let's start solving it up. First thing, derive this. Derivation f dash of x will be equal to 3x squared minus 3, and then this becomes 0. Okay, I hope you're very, very thorough with this. Now the A part over here will be, the graph is horizontal, right? This is horizontal, sorry, over here. F dash of x equals 0. So whatever this f dash of x is there, we found out at the beginning, derivative, 3x squared minus 3 will be equal to 0. You can solve it manually, but since you can use your calculator and save time, I'll use the calculator now. Go to mode phi 3. This is quadratic. What is before x squared? It's 3. Then we have no value for x, so it's 0. And lastly, we have minus 3. So what are the x values? It's 1 and minus 1. So the x values over here would be 1 minus 1. Now what does this say? If we graph this, right? If we graph this quadratic power 3, it'll be something like this, okay? So I can see it's 1 and minus 1, so it might go like this. Okay, cubic. Sorry, it's not quadratic, it's cubic. I'm telling graph the given function. Now here you can see at 1, there will be change. There will be change. Not at 1, sorry, change. You can see it will be a flat line. Basically, can you see that? And over here also minus 1, it will be a flat line. Let's just look into the graph, because there is graphing as well. Now graphing, I'm not so sure how exactly this question will be asked. Mostly these values can be asked, or these value can be asked, the part C. Now, graphing, it's a MCQ. If you're given four graphs, you can easily find out which graph it is. So I will just go through it. The first part we found out, what was it when it was horizontal? 1 and minus 1. Now we got an approximate, the similar graph. See over here, where is minus 1 over here? The slope is 0. You can see it's a flat line. Here at 1, it's a flat line. This is the important things what you need to know. Okay. Now if they ask you to graph this, which is very unlikely, but you know how you can graph, making tables of x and y. Make tables of x and y and just graph it. Assume some values of x, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, plus 1, plus 2, and put this over here and find the y values. Or the better way is, shortcut way, now you have your calculator. If you have four options of graphs, what you do is choose any one point, 0. Substitute over here x as 0. This is gone, this is gone. Your answer is 1. So is y equal to 1? Yes, it's at 1. Choose one more point. I will choose, say, minus 1 here. Okay. Instead of x, I need to put minus 1 everywhere. Minus 1 the whole cube in the given equation. Minus 3, sorry. Here, minus 3 into minus 1. And lastly, we have plus 1. What is the answer? It is 3. Is it 3? Yes, it is equal to 3. Only one graph will give you correct answers at all the points. Now, if there are two graphs in the same thing, then choose one more point. I'll choose 1 over here. I'll just remove this negative signs off. And we will see the answer. It's minus 1. Yes, it's minus 1. This is how we can graph it. But I don't think they're going to ask you what to graph it, They might ask you the part A or part C. We will see that in more detail. Now over here, the graph shows, say over here, the maximum value and minimum values at these particular points. Why? Wherever the tangent is horizontal, it's flat line. So those are turning points, right? Maximum or minimum values occur at those 2 points. That's basically it. And the last part, what is the f dash value equal to? I told you right at the beginning, it will be equal to 1. How? If you just see the tan, 45 degrees is equal to what? 1. So now let's first derive the given function. The function is over here. So what you need to do is derive it. F dash of x equals 3x minus 3. Now, f dash of x, the slope of the tangent line will be equal to 1. So equate this, 3x minus 3 equals 1. Now you can manually solve it or directly taking it to the other side. 1 second, I've written it wrong. It's square over here, 3x square. Okay. Now it's better to use calculator to solve this now. What you do is take this to the other side. It'll be 3x square minus 3 minus 1 equals 0. 3x square minus 4 equals 0. Why do we need 0? Only when all the terms are at one side and you have equated to 0, you can use mod phi and option number 3. Look over here. Ax square plus bx, it's not this, so it's 0. And the constant term minus 4 equals 0. That is the option 3. Now substitute 3, 0, x term is not there. Last term is minus 4. The answer is 2 root 3. It's 1.15 and minus 1.15. Now you can see the answer is, okay, they have written in terms of 2 root 3. It's fine. Even we got the same thing. Okay, now you can see this is a little bit different. I'll tell you why. This and this is the same answer. If you solve this 2 root 3, it's going to be same. I'll tell you why the calculator writes it like this. Now here, right, they simplified further. Usually they don't like to keep the denominator with the root 3 in the calculator. So they multiply and divide by root 3 by root 3. What happens? The numerator will be 2 root 3. Root 3 times root 3 is 3. This is the simplified version. It's always the same. Don't worry about it. It's the same thing. Now, if you simplify this, try this in calculator, it will be about 1.15, whatever we got over here. Another way to check the answer is, if you have graph. Now, what is this answer? 1.15, right? Look at this. Where is 1.15? Plus and minus 1.15. 1 point somewhere over here and over here, right? Sorry, it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Sorry, it's not there. it's 1.2 is this somewhere over here, 1.15 somewhere over there, and this also it's somewhere over here, middle. Okay. Now, if you look carefully, the tangent line over here at this particular point, somewhere over here, right? It'll be 45 degrees if you draw a tangent line accurately, okay? At that point, if I draw 1.15, you can see its slope. Now, if I draw over here, it's not 45 degrees. It's not slope of 1. No, only at that particular points, okay? That's what we have done, 45-degree tangent line. I hope that is clear. So that's about it. Now we will look into other problems. It's the same thing anymore, the same concept. First thing, let me just do it very, very quickly. This one again. What do you do? First, find the derivative f dash of x. That is equal to what? It is equal to 4x cube minus 4. That's it. Then, first thing is at horizontal. That means a will be f dash of x equals 0. C will be f dash of x equals 45 degree, we saw it was 1. Now substitute over here, 4x cube minus 4 equals 0. Put it in the calculator. Over here it is 4x cube minus 4 equals 1. Take this 1 to the other side, it will be minus 4 minus 1, it will be minus 5. Should have written it directly. 4x cube minus 5 equals 0. Just use your calculators to solve it now. You will get mod phi. Now, which is this? It's cubic. It's mod phi 3. But do we have x square term? Do we have x? No, it will be 0 and 0 over there. Let's, not 3, sorry, 4, option 4. Mod phi and 4 now, okay? Let me just show it again. Mod phi is for equations and 4 is for cubic equation. Now, what is the coefficient? It is option 4 is the cubic. Now, there is no x square term, so it's 0. C is for x term 0. Last D is the coefficient minus 4. What is the answer? It's 1. And then the imaginary number. So only 1 is the answer in the first place, okay? The imaginary number means it does not exist. So x equals 1. There it will be the turning point. Now, what about the next one, 45 degree thing? Same, 4, sorry, 0, 0, but this changes to minus 5. So the answer is 1.07, and then we got imaginary numbers, okay? These are imaginary. So the answer is 1.07 over here. So x equals 1.077. Now we will just check the answer. The B value is to graph it. Now, what just happened? Let me just see. Oh, this is the previous question. We got this previous, right? I'm so sorry. That has been put over here. But don't worry, what I have written over here, up over here, the part A, that's the correct answer. And you can see this is around 1. See, 1, it's the turning point. It's not so accurate, but at 1 is the, turning point. You can see over here at 1. It's not very accurate, but that would be the answer. Whatever answer you get. Then others are imaginary, so just ignore it. So that'd be the turning point. And what about this? At 1.07, you will have a 45 degree line. See, this is somewhere over here. Really, this graph is not smooth, but you can use Desmos to check properly. But they have told over here exactly where is the global minimum at x equals 1. Okay, you don't need to find this minus 1. This is at 1. What is the value? Y value is minus 1. In the last problem, what did we find? Only the x values. That's it. Here, this is just for understanding. This is to describe the graph. How we can find it is, if you put over here everywhere 1, 1, then you will get the answer minus 1. So that is how we do it. Yeah, that's about it. And the last one over here is given in terms of this. We will solve this and check. In your calculator, you can type, your answer must be that. So it is phi by 2, that is 2.5, the whole power 1/3. So that is equal to, wait a minute. I just realized here there's another error. 1 second, we need to make this 5 by 4. Now we are getting it correct. Again, there's another error in the solution set. See this. What happened over here? 5 by 4. This much is all right. Now they have solved it manually, but if you do it in calculator, you should be sure this is the correct answer, what we got. Now here, 4x cubed minus 4 equals 1. You're removing 4 outside common and then divide 4 both the sides. You'll get 1 fourth x cubed minus 1. All right. Then you're taking this minus 1 to the other side. It'll be added. It's 1 fourth or 5 by 4. Now you take cube root on both the sides. Cube root means power 1/3. Now here, 5 by 4, it should be 5 by 4. That's the mistake here, okay? Now, when it is 5 by 4, what happens? You'll get the correct answer. It was 1.077. So this is the correct answer, okay? Or you can just do this. Cube root over here, 5 divided by 4. Sorry, I did 4 by 4. It's 5 by 4. The answer will be 1.077. Okay, that's how you do it. It's just that the same method what we did, here it is in more detail. I don't think so graphing will be asked, but if it's graphing, you know how to check the values easily. This graph is little bit, they have told the answers are correct, but not so accurate. So you can use Desmos for this. Now, another problem here, look at this. It's a squared function in the top, and then there's a cube root function. So what happens? It's basically cube root x squared. You can write this in a different form. This is a cube root function. Now, what is about cube root function? It comes like this, right? There is a horizontal asymptote at 0, so it's never defined at 0. 0, the value is undefined. So we will just quickly go through it. You must know at x equals 0, the derivative is undefined, okay? Now, how do you derive this? We have done it before. Let me just show you. With the question over here, it changes a little bit. Slope of the tangent line. You're just finding the slope. Sorry, you do not need to graph and everything, but graph and signify. Okay, this is important. Now over here, I don't think so they will be asking you to graph. Over here, all they want you is this thing. Okay, this is it. This is not like the previous two problem. 33 and 34 we did A, B, C. C was at 45 degrees. A was at horizontal, that is at equal to 0. Now over here, the thing is they are asking only to find the slope of the tangent line. Only this will be your answer, okay? Because this is not differentiable at 0, so you're not going to do all that. But when you graph it, you have to just tell it. But when you graph, I don't think so they'll be asking you to graph this. But at graphing, you always remember when there is a cube root, here it's undefined. At 0, it's undefined. That's what it's mentioned in the graph. Now, how do we do this power rule? It's a power rule. We have done it before, right? So we have a given question, 2 by 3 f of x. Just derive this. F dash of x would be this power rule. This comes down 2/3 x to the power 2 by 3 minus 1. So what happens? 2 by 3 minus 1, yes. Solve this. X to the power 2 by 3 minus 1 would be 1/3. But this will be negative 1/3. Why? Because you can see 2/3 is less than 1. 1 is greater. So I did 1 minus 2 by 3 is 1/3, but with the negative sign, okay? Now, this is your answer, but I'm sure this won't be in the options. So they usually simplify this. They don't like to keep the negative powers. So they take it in the denominator. It will be 3x to the power 1/3. Check for this option. If this is there, that's your answer. If this is not there, then they will write this x to the power 1/3 by what? Cube root, okay? Cube root x. Now, this must be your final answer. There's no more simplification. You can't do anything else. See over here, this is the final answer. That's it. That's how you do this one. And then please do, okay, there is, wait a minute, there is wrong even over here. I just realized it now. The question is correct, I believe, or if maybe the question is wrong, I'm not sure. Anything can be wrong. Now, if this is phi, right, x minus phi, remember, where is the corner over here? At phi. See, minus phi, x equals phi. So it will be at phi, this value over here, it should be like this, okay? Now, I will just change the question over here to 3. It will make more sense because the answer will be true. Otherwise, if this is the question, minus phi, everything must be over here at phi instead of 3. Okay. And this must be it should be, rearranged. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This is 5. Okay, so that is the thing. If this is 5, otherwise just change the question to 3, and that's the thing. Over here, the graph, the tangent line is continuous at x is equal to 5. At phi, it does not exist. Over here, can you derive it at phi? No, it's a absolute value function. It's a sharp corner, and you cannot have a derivative over there. There is no tangent line over there at that point. Now, how do you do this? See, there are various ways. Now, I will tell you the easy way to remember. Just derive what is inside this. Derivation of inside term will be 1. That's it, right? Why? Because when you derive over here, it's gonna be x. Oh, sorry, I forgot to tell you the cases. The first, never mind. This is the easier method. Okay, f dash of x is 1. But remember, there are always two cases. If you recall grade 9, there are grade 9 videos in that we have absolute value function. How do we solve case 1, case 2? This means it can be plus or minus. So this answer basically is plus, or it even can be minus. But the answer will be only positive. It will be written as positive. So if I have, wait a minute, if I have minus 5 inside this, the answer will be 5. Or even if I have 5, it will be 5. So there can be two answers within, right? Now, since x is variable, we do not know. There can be two possible answers. So we write 1 and one more is minus 1. Both can be the answers. That is about absolute value. Oh, everything went off. It's better I'll just change this to 3. Okay, this is 3 over here for this particular problem. And now what you do is basically solve it. You know the derivative over here is 1 and minus 1. Now, where is it positive? Always remember this is like this. So this is 3. More than 3, it will be positive. Look at this, it's positive. Less than 3, it's negative. That's it. So 1 is basically x greater than 3, whereas negative at less than 3. Now, one more thing, I'm just wondering how this will come for the exam. See, there is no derivative. We have done that before. It's a sharp corner, so that doesn't exist. But you will have to just choose this correct answer. When you choose, just see over here, x greater than 3 for positive, yes, less than 3 for negative. Let's look at this next problem. It's again similar. Now, what you need to do, the derivative, right? Let's derive this. One more thing. How will you find this x value? What did we do over here? I will just use that negative thing. See here, x minus 3 equals 0, right? X is equal to 3. This is the thing. I make it x is equal to 3. That's how I do it. Same thing over here, but it's a big term. X square minus 3x, the given question, right? Let me write it right. X square minus 3x minus 4 is equal to 0. All you need to do is this. And now you can use your calculator and solve it, isn't it? Let's take our calculators. Here, all you have to do is mod 5 and 3 and put this 1, minus 3 and minus 4. And then x equals 4 and x equals minus 1. So these are the limits. But now how will you know where it's positive or negative? Now over here, in fact, if you have the knowledge of this graph, it's much easier. Okay, we know that if it's a single term, it will be like this. So every time when it's positive square, when it's positive, it's like a W. Okay, so if you remember this, it's easy. If it's negative, it will be something like this. You can use Desmos and just check it out. So you might get generally positive, and this is how we do it. Okay, so what I would suggest is just remember this part. And now we know one of this will be minus 1. And one more answer was 4, right? Yeah, it's 4 and minus 1. This is 4. So you can see at minus 1 and positive 4. Okay, that is helpful. But now we need to do the derivative. Let's derive this. F dash of x will be 2x minus 3. This is the derivative. And what happens? F dash of x, the same thing. There will be two answers, right? Negative of this. See, minus of 2x minus 3. Minus sign multiplies inside. It will be minus 2x plus 3. Now, sometimes you might just think it's minus 2x minus 3. No, the minus sign is for the entire thing. Okay, so that's why it'll be signs change. Basically, 2x minus 3 minus 2x plus 3. And now, what you need to understand is what is downwards. Look at this part, it's negative, right? Because it's a quadratic, x squared minus x squared, like that. It's a inverted parabola. If it was positive, it should have gone up. So this part from here, from minus 1 to 4, the x values from minus 1 and less than 4, so this one will be the negative part, minus. Okay, you have to multiply minus. The other part, look here, from less than, it's going upwards. Over here also upwards. So anything that is greater than, see, greater than 4 or less than minus 1, all these parts are this part positive. Okay, it's 2x minus 3. This is the thing, 2x minus 3. This is the things. I hope this is clear. It's very straightforward. Just find the derivative, which will be negative whenever it's negative part. The upside it's positive, so we write positive. So that's how we do it. That's for graph, but you know, if you do this much, it's more than enough. Okay, now you must always remember this won't change. So if it's just the options, you have to choose the correct option. Always remember the positive part is when it's greater than the second term. You will get this right when you solve it. We'll do one more problem on this. Now when you solve this, right, you will get two answers. See which is the lesser value. Okay, the graph will always be like this. See which is the lesser value, negative 1, bigger value is 4. So for the positive, it will be either x is greater than 4 or x is less than negative 1. The negative part, it is always within this range. So x must be within this, less than 4 or greater than negative 1. That's the thing. I hope that is clear. And where is the maximum? It's over here. That's from the graph, basically. I don't highly think that graphs will be asked over here. Now, if you're thinking about where's the maximum or minimum point, we have done this before as well. Just make the derivative equal to 0. Derive this, it will be 2x minus 3, make it equal to 0. It will be, take this to the other side, it will be 2x equals 3, x is equal to 3 by 2. That's the point maximum they have told. You can see over here at 1.5, you have the maximum point. But that's, yeah, if you need it. But mostly just focus on this derivative part. Since this is an MCQ, question 9 MCQ, so I'm not exactly sure how is that going to be asked. Again, we have a cube root. How do we do that? We have just done it a while ago. You can see a cube root will always have, it's not differentiable at this point. Why? It's a vertical tangent. It's undefined over here. Okay. Now, how do you derive this? That is important. Derivation. We have done this before. Okay. The question again might be wrong because the answer solution set over here is 9. Okay, it's 1 by 9. Anyways, if it was 1 by 3, it's very simple. I'll do for both now. From the question over here, from the answer I saw, this is 1 by 9. If it is x equals 1 by 3, what happens? 1 by 3 comes down. X to the power 1/3 minus 1. 1/3 x minus 2/3. And this will be 1 by 3x 2/3. Now you can write this, you can stop over here, the answer is like this. But if at all this is not there, you can write 1 by 3 x square, write it, only this divided by goes out, it will be cube root. This will be the final answer. But now this is not the question, it's supposed to be 9 here. Okay, I should have written it later. This is supposed to be 9 here. So what we do is 1 by 9 comes down and you will have x to the power 1 by 9 minus 1. So 1 minus 9 is 8. So it will be 8/9 remaining, but it will be negative because 1 is negative. So 1 by 9. If you're getting confused with all these, just use calculator. 1 by 9 minus 1 is minus 8 by 9. Take that down. 1 divided by 9, x to the power 8/9 positive. So this is the answer. Okay. And from the graph, you can see it's not derived at that point. Same thing over here. Here you can So there are, see now, don't get confused. Oh, this is sub question B. No, these are separate questions altogether. A, you need to do two parts. Derive it by using the slope of tangent means derivation, and then graphing. Here also, we have done this just now, just a while ago. Same concept. It's greater than minus 2, it's positive 1, less than minus 2, negative 1. And now, okay, we have a square function. We will do this now. You need your calculator for this. Mod phi 3, 1, phi, and 4. So, x values. What are the x values? I'll just use this. So, x is equal to minus 1. And let's just quickly check over here. And minus 4. Okay. X is equal to minus 4. See, the textbook method might vary, but this is very simple. Okay, so now you know the graph will always be like this W, and you have at minus 4 lower value minus 1. So anything that is within this, that is minus 4 less than x, x is, sorry, minus 4 is less than x is less than minus 1, because minus 1 is bigger than minus 4. You should write in ascending order, is having the negative part. Let's derive this negative part of the derivative. It's 2x plus 5. Now change the sign, will be minus 2x minus 5 at, you can see it's written when, but it's fine, at this range. Now the positive part, 2x plus 5 at where? When it is greater than, x is greater than negative 1, or when it is less than minus 4. You can see over here, it's written other way around. X is less than minus 4 is written first and greater than. Okay, that's it. So this is how we do it. Very, very simple. We just did it a while ago, the same concept. Now, if you're going in more detail, I have explained over there why it is downwards. This is positive upwards. That's why the signs matter, but you can just remember this and directly do this. Okay, so that's the thing. You can solve this and find the see, it'll go to the other side. Negative 5 by 2 is negative 2.5 is the relative maximum. Now we have few more problems. Again, it's the same concept over here. Look, they have told the tangent line at 45 degree. Let me go back to the computation mode. Tan 45, what is it? 1, we have done this. The next part is tan 30 degrees. You must equate at this. That's the thing. Let's quickly do this. Here, derivative of y is f of x, okay? Derivative would be 3x squared minus 3. Now I have to equate a would be equating 3x squared minus 3 equals 0. B would be 3x squared minus 3, that is equal to. Now when I look at this, I know root 3 by 3 is equal to, divide both the sides, it will be 1 by root 3. Why? Root 3 is fine. You can write 3 as root 3 times root 3 and this cancels. So you're remaining with 1 by root 3, isn't it? So that's the thing. Or if you're getting confused, just put this. It's fine, because I have to type this in the calculator. So I just simplified it. This is equal. Take this inside and then you can simplify. You will get the answers. We will do it now. This can be easily solved first. I just realized there's no 0. It's supposed to be 1. 45 degrees, right? Tan 45 is how much? 1. Look, I'll just do it. Tan 45 is 1. Okay, my bad, I just forgot it. Because in the previous case, we were doing 0 and 45. That's why. Now take the other side, will be 3x squared minus 3 minus 1 will be minus 4 equals 0. Put this in calculator. Mod phi 3. It's 3, 0, and lastly we have got minus 4. The answer is 2 root 3. It'll be 2 root 3, yeah, or 2 root 3 by 3. It's the same thing. Over here we got 2 root 3, where there are two answers. They are same. Why? Because I can multiply both the sides by root 3 and see over here, root 3 by root 3. What's the answer? It will be 2 root 3 by 3. Whenever you see such things, like without root 3, and you're getting root 3 up and a whole number down, just remember they're equivalent. Just make sure you know how to solve it. One is positive, one is negative. That's the answer. You do not need to do all these steps. You can directly use calculator. It's question number 9. That's why, in short. Now, the next one over here, let me just complete the part B, will be bringing this inside. It will be 3x squared minus 3 minus 1 by root 3 equals 0. You can put this entirely same thing in the calculator. It will compute for you. Mod phi 3. The first part is 3. There is no x part, it's 0. And last one, I'll use the bracket minus 3 minus 1 divided by root 3 close. This is the 3 bracket and then one more bracket which I opened. Okay, that's the answer. Let me just check the answer. It is 1.091 and negative 1.091. Now over here you're okay, they have just written it directly, they have not even solved it. But over here I will just show you, if you solve this you will get the same answer. Let me do it. 1 plus 1 divided by 3 root 3, the whole power, half is 0.5. Okay, did I do something wrong? I think so. I did not put the brackets properly when I solved it. Let me just, oh no, over here it is wrong, sorry. Okay, I did not put brackets over here. It just made this power for this part only. It's for entire thing. We got the same thing, 1.09. I remember the answer. So what I solved over here and what we got is the same thing. But it may not be exact. So what you need to do is whatever you get in your calculator, write it out. 1.09199 and then solve the options and then you will get it. One answer is this, one more answer will be just minus over here. So that's how you do it and that's how you can easily solve it. I hope this is clear. We have done the similar problems. It's just the same thing over and over now. And now they are asking us, okay, the answer is you've been asked to find the tangent lines which are parallel and perpendicular. Now for this you need graphing calculator or a software. So that's the thing. So this should not be asked. That's the even in the solution thing, because it can be very, very complicated. It's not very easy to solve this by a simple calculator, and graphing calculator is not allowed for you guys. So that's why we can leave it. But please be thorough with the previous ones. The concept, the method is same over here. Derive it by using the power rule and then equate it accordingly. If it is 30 degrees, it will be this over here. What is tan 30? Just put that tan, because the tangent lines degree over here, it's equivalent to 1 by root 3, or this is equal to 3 root 3 by 3. If it is 45 degrees, equate it to 1. Horizontal or 0 degrees, it will be 0, and so on. That's how you solve it. And that's the end of this question, question number 9. It's a lengthy one. I hope it is clear. Do practice more problems and try to be thorough in it. And see you soon in the next video.